What you desire, is it manifesting? Well, get out of the rut when you know this powerful knowledge today on Awakening with Amy. Hi, welcome. I'm Amy Valentine, certified life coach, hoping to awaken within you a mindset that you can be, do, and have any desire. And today we're going to talk about manifesting in a new way. I think it's a new way, a different way. We're going to level up our manifesting game, because so often I hear either in the, messages I get or with my clients, and even in my own life, we get frustrated, we get disappointed, we get triggered, right, by stuff that's going on, and we lose faith in our manifesting game, right? We put so much energy into the processes that we forget that who we are is always manifesting nonstop, 24/7. We forget that we are manifesting masters already, right? So this is the one key. I'm going to talk about one key in the video that is going to get you back on track, get out of that rut. Also, I'll share an affirmation or two from Florence Scovel Shinn to also reinforce this one key, and also a formula to help you manifest more of what you want instead of what you don't want. So the first thing I want to say, the one key that unlocks your power, your manifesting power to create on purpose, is understanding the present moment is your point of power. That's what Seth said through Gene Roberts. Your point of power is in the now. And why? It's not enough to know that. You have to understand why, because the spiritual truth, the higher truth, is the universe is only and ever here and now. It is perpetually in the present moment, meaning it doesn't understand linear time. It doesn't understand the past. It doesn't understand the future. It only is ever present, and it's responding to your mix right now, your vibrational mix, what you assume, believe to be true about yourself in relationship to everything else. Think about that. It's so wild to think about that. But like Neville Goddard says, consciousness, your awareness, who and what you believe you are in every moment, is what is manifesting, creating your life experience. When? Right now. Whether you're thinking about the so-called past or thinking about the future, it doesn't matter, because it's what you're focused on now. That's what the universe is responding to. So this is the number one basis we have to keep reminding ourselves. And here's a quote from Bashar to spark that inner knowing, right? Every now moment is new. The past is not the cause of anything. Let me read that again. This is really powerful. Every now moment is new. The past is not the cause of anything. What is Bashar saying? Bashar is teaching us, reminding us that there only ever is the now moment. That is how creation works. That's how manifesting works. Whatever we're doing right now is responding to us, right? So how you define yourself right now is the only thing that matters. So he said the past isn't causing anything. It's the illusion. It's an illusion that your past created your now moment. He said what's happening is, because you believe that, because you have that false premise, you're recreating yourself to be that same version of you instead of choosing a new one, instead of choosing a new version right now. It's so wild. So remember, you're new in every moment. Really let that sink in and start to embody that. right? The universe, remember, is only responding to you now. It's perpetually in the now moment. So we have to redefine our idea of linear time. Linear time is the illusion. The past causes the present causes the future. That's an illusion, meaning it's not the whole picture. It's not what it appears to be. Remember what, it says in scripture, be still and know I am God. Meaning be still, be present. Just so wild. Shut out your ideas, the material world view, just long enough to remind yourself of the spiritual truth of the law of oneness, that there's the law of one, the law of being. It's only love, right? How you define yourself right now. We work on ourselves. We try to fix ourselves. We try to do all these processes thinking, and we get caught up. We get in a rut doing all these different processes thinking that's what's creating and manifesting our life experience. And it's not. Those processes are only to magnify the Lord or magnify the law of oneness, the law. And what is that law of oneness? It's love. We get so caught up in the processes, afraid we're not going to, be, do, and have what we desire, that we forget the law. The law is you're the operant power, like Neville says. You have to operate the law through love, through that spiritual truth, that higher mind, instead of through the fear, through the reasoning mind, right? Through the material view of anything is to trust in the outer world. Like material view of money is to trust in your salary and your job and your investments. The spiritual attitude towards money is to trust in source energy for your supply, knowing that every demand, there is a supply for every demand. Every time you ask, it is given. But if you are coming from a consciousness, an awareness, if you believe yourself to be lacking something and I have to do these processes to become more, now you're violating the law of love and you're choosing fear. You're opting fear. You're inverting that love and choosing to believe in limitation, doubt, and fear. It's wild. This is really deep today. So one affirmation, there's tons of them in Florence Scovel Shen's Your Word is Your Wand. This is a great book. But here is one I'm going to share to affirm, to remind yourself that there's only ever here and now, and that you're new at every moment. I banish the past and live in the wonderful now, where happy surprises come to me each day. That is just one affirmation. Use it, make it your own. Remind yourself. And here's another one. I am where I am, and where I am is okay. That's Bashar. I am where I am, and where I am is okay. Why? Because now you're coming from an identity, from that state of consciousness of love, of fulfillment. And that universe must respond to that. Remember, the whole world, this whole world, Bashar says, are just props for us to change the versions of ourselves, so to speak, to change so we can have an experience of change. That's what time is for. Linear time is for, to experience change in the changes. In the what? The changeless, eternal nature of who you really are. So the whole key to manifesting more of what you want to be a conscious creator is to not learn how to do it. You don't need to learn how to do it. It's to remind yourself of who you really are, to expand your awareness of being. And remember, who you imagine you are in relationship to everything else is the only thing that you're experiencing ever, because every version of every person in your life, of every situation, is the version that you're getting from the story you're telling within yourself. So the game of life, like Florence says, the whole key to the game of life, to manifesting mastery, to get out of that rut, right? A rut, when we get into these ruts, it's because we're violating the law of love, the law of beingness, the oneness, that everything is one. There are not two powers, love and fear. It's only love, but when we invert the love of who we are and trust in fear or have faith in lack and limitation, now that's what we create. Wild, right? So Florence says, in the game of life, this is how you win. This is what opens the door to every successful manifestation is fearless faith, love, and non-resistance. Fearless faith is who you really are. And when you remind yourself of that, right, you go within and you expect your desires to come as the source, as one with your source, right? Instead of, right, having faith in fear and seeking outside yourself. Believing in the outer world is I have to go get from the outer world, or I have to seek for it, right? Be the source of your desire by reminding yourself every now moment, I am new. And I'm reminding myself of the love that I am, that created me. That's what it means to be made in the image and likeness. But when we practice fear, now we create the likeness of fear. So deep. So we want to go within. We never really lose faith. When we're in a rut of any kind, and disappointed and frustrated with any aspect of our life, we're resisting who we are. We're resisting life. We're resisting love, right? So we're violating the law of love. And like she said, it's like we never lose faith, but we're putting faith and trust in fear. That's why we get into a rut. And we don't trust ourselves. So we have to put our faith back in the love and the truth of who we are, right? Every now has something for me. Every now moment is perfect. It has something for me. It's a message, right? Anytime we're feeling fear, doubt, or worry, it's a messenger telling you you're going down the wrong road, to turn back towards being the source instead of the seeker, owning your power as one with source energy instead of seeking outside yourself for fulfillment. Because everything's already granted to you. Source only ever says yes. The universe only says yes. And remember, it's only in the now moment. I'm going to keep saying that. So freedom, it means true freedom is freeing yourself from any negative meanings, meaning stop looking to the past, the illusionary past, and saying my childhood trauma created my problems now. Or maybe it's a relationship, right? And you keep recreating the same version of that relationship because you keep your focus and attention on what happened or what was, right? So remember, when you're in a rut, here is one formula. This is from Bashar. It's called the AAA formula, which is, I think, brilliant and cute little, trick, right? AAA, we call on AAA, he says, when you get into trouble. Remind yourself, acknowledge your present moment. I am where I am, and where I am is okay. 2, appreciate your now moment. Remind yourself of who you really are, one with that divine energy. Look for things to appreciate. Look for things to smile at, and then the universe must respond to that. And number 3 is allow. That's the non-resistance part. Resist nothing. Allow whatever needs to happen to happen. Allow yourself to focus on the positive meaning. Give everything in your life, even if you're disappointed, you had a bad day, so what? It doesn't matter, because only now matters. Allow what needs to happen and give it, don't resist it, give it a positive meaning. And this is the fastest way to get out of a rut. Knowing this spiritual truth, it drowns out the material world. It drowns out that reasoning mind, that fear, that doubt, and that worry that we learned that is only an inversion of the only truth there is, which is love. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking and sharing the video, and for subscribing. And until next time, have a wonderful day.